What is that which will make me a good leader?
I keep telling my team the 5 T's of leadership. Irrespective of how big is your company, how small is your business, whether you're into farming or small business, this is applicable to you. The 5 T's of leadership. If somebody is running a small business, he has his 3 people, but they behave like master and slaves. That's not a team. A leader is as strong as his team. He can never be stronger than his team.
Yes.
If I'm running Freedom App, I'm only as strong as my team. I can never be better than them. I believe that a trained employee is an asset. An untrained employee is a liability. I use this quote internally here. Care to track, track to care. If you're not a good friend, you can never be a good leader. Unless until I am able to tell you what is that treasure you're going to get when you do all these things, I will never become a leader.
What a leader should not do.
To achieve your mission, you don't need the best people. You need the right people.
If you want to shine like a sun, you have to burn like a sun. A good or a bad leader can make or break an organization. Whether it is small business or farming, you have to be a good leader to make your business a success. Who would be better than a leader to tell us what are the important things to become a good leader? Hello sir, welcome to yet another video on our Freedom's YouTube channel. Today we are talking about leadership, and as we all know, you are the leader of IndianMoney's Freedom app, guiding us all the time. But what if I have a small business, or I have just started my farming? What is that which will make me a good leader is what we are going to delve into today.
No, I think leadership is not about, just running a business or leading a team. A father has to be a good leader. Mother has to be a good leader. A brother has to be a good leader. Sister has to be a good leader. So it starts at home. Leadership is super important, whether it's a small business, big business, whether I run a farm or I'm into some other small business. Because without being, a good leader, you will not be able to build a large business. However innovative you are, or how much ever resources you've got, if you don't have the capability to lead people, you can't really build a big business. I'm not so big to give lecture on leadership, but I can probably share my personal insights, the things I follow in Freedom, while we build it, because we have a large team. I keep telling my team the 5 T's of leadership. Irrespective of how big is your company, how small is your business, or whether you're into farming or small business, this is applicable to you. The 5 T's of leadership. The first T I consider is your team.
Team.
If you don't have a team, where is leadership?
Yes. Whom will you lead?
Whether it's your own family or your own small team, or your laborers at work or laborers in the factory. You need to have a good team where you are connected to them. They know you, you know them. You can't say it's my team, but they're strangers to you.
Yes.
At many organizations, the leaders don't know anybody below their direct reportees. So in our company also, we have 4, 5, maybe 6, 7 levels of hierarchy.
Yes.
There are some 16, 17 people who report to me. Then they would be having at least about 160 people reporting to them.
Yes.
Now I know my reportees, I know their reportees, because it's my team.
Yeah.
I should know them by name, by face, by their choice, by the background, family, place, right? So when I know them, I can call it as my team.
Yeah, basically you should be connected to your team.
Absolutely.
But isn't it that the first step is to build a team, like build a good team?
Obviously, you have to build a team.
Yeah.
But the team is not just about, if somebody is running a small business, he has his 3 people.
Yes.
But they behave like master and slaves. That's not a team.
Mm-hmm.
You understand, right?
Yeah.
A master and a slave will never become a team.
Yes.
A leader and his team members, are called as a team.
Yes.
Right? So wherein a leader knows his people, he values them, respects them. Because Bringing together a group of people for something is easy. Holding them together is difficult.
Yes.
Only a great leader can hold. Sometimes, even if you are not a good leader, you can actually bring them. That's why people say, if employees don't leave a company, they leave a manager.
Yes, yes.
They come and join without knowing the manager. Then they leave because of the manager.
Correct.
So it is super important that as a leader, I know my team. I take care of them. I get the right people into the team. I take out the wrong people from my team.
Yes.
All are important. A leader is as strong as his team. He can never be stronger than his team.
Yes.
If I'm running Freedom App, I'm only as strong as my team. I can never be better than them. You understand, right?
How much
Because,
can a one person?
yeah, they are my brain, they are my eyes, they are my ears, they are my hands, they are my soul.
Yes.
You can't say that, you as an individual, I know you are a great person, you will do wonders, you can do magic, but you don't have a team who supports you. That's not going to happen, because most of the small businesses fail because of that. They run it like a master and a slave.
Yes.
Why large businesses grow larger? It's because they have a relationship there, they have a proper structure there, they have respect for everyone in the hierarchy.
Yes.
Small businesses, it's like, I keep joking, in many companies, small businesses, it's the MD and others are peons, clerks. There's nobody in between them.
Yes.
You need to create the structure, value people, respect them. You want to have a great designation, big designation, I'm a CEO, MD, then the people below you should also carry that kind of designation, attitude, mindset.
Yes.
When I say I'm a CEO of a company where everybody else is a peon, I won't be valued in the market. So as a leader, my job is to bring the right people, hold them together, train them, value them, and make sure that they believe in my dream, my vision, and we are aligned in the plan.
Yes. That everybody is on the same path.
Absolutely. That's number one.
Number one.
Number two is a team has to be trained.
Trained.
The second T is training. Many people, they bring amazing people. They don't train them. See, however good you are, now you are an anchor for a very long time. But then when it comes to our ethos, we are different.
Yes.
So when you come in here, of course, there's so much to learn from you. Same time, I have to tell you about the basics of our business.
Yes.
I have to train you. I have to make sure that you're prepared to take up these challenges. That is super important.
I always say that in Freedom app, I am getting paid to study in a financial university, to study about
Right.
finance and then to, teach people about it.
Absolutely. So training is super important. That too when we are in a knowledge-driven business. Any business.
Yes, the more I learn, the more
I run an ice cream shop. I've got people.
Yes.
I have to teach them how to make ice cream, how to arrange it, how to store it, how to sell it, how to attend customers, how to handle billing. Everything I have to teach them. They don't learn on their own.
Yes.
Right? So training plays a very important role, and I believe that a trained employee is an asset. An untrained employee is a liability.
But it's the leader's job, or I should say it's the leader's responsibility to train people.
Yeah, he has to. Like now we have grown so big. We have 2,800 employees. Now when you have 2,800 employees, I can't train everyone. But then I have to create so many people to train them. But I make it a point, and I think in IndianMoney, in Freedom, I do a book reading session every Sunday morning for my salespeople, the work from home people. I personally meet them in the Zoom meeting every morning town hall.
In the sales training also.
Every month we conduct this town hall meeting where I share everything about the company with them. So training really matters, the communication aspect. The third T of leadership is target.
Target.
Yes. As there is a salary fixed for them, there should be a target also fixed.
Oh, so you have to set the target.
Expectation, basically.
Yes.
Everyone should know why he is here. Why is he here? Why is she here? If they don't know why are they here, then they will never contribute.
Yes.
Many times they say, no, this guy is not contributing. But my question to the leaders is, have you communicated them? Have you told them what do you expect from them? As a leader, it's my job to define what is that I expect from you. If I'm going to tell you one day that you are the best performer, why? If I'm going to tell you one day that you are the worst performer, why? What is the rule? As a leader, I have to define the rules of the game even before the game starts.
Yes, because if I do not know what I have to achieve, how will I know at what speed I have to move towards it, what I have to do to get
Right?
there?
So you have to define the rules of the game even before it starts. Many people define the rules of the game once the game is over.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's a bad approach. You know, to define. And when you are setting these targets, it should never be like, very autocratic, wherein I dictate terms. We co-create. We work together. We agree on the format. We agree on the process. We agree on the numbers. It's a co-creation job.
Like you always ask us that, on what basis should I give you incentives? Tell me.
Yeah. I think, that's why one of our leadership principles is consult and co-create. It is never dictate.
But most of the leaders, they actually set the targets themselves, and sometimes unrealistic ones.
Imposing is not going to make sense. You will fail for sure.
Yes.
So the target is again the third T of leadership. And the fourth T of leadership is you have to track them.
Track.
I use this quote internally here. Care to track, track to care. Care to track, track to care. If I care about you, I will track you. If I want to get rid of you, then I will be silent on you for a month. Then I know you will make mistakes. You will commit some mistake. I'll take it up and I will use that as a reason to get rid of you. But I care about you. Tracking is not to irritate you. Tracking is not that I doubt you. Like my wife, every day while sending my sons to school, she checks their bag. Whether they're carrying any gadgets to school. Whether they're carrying any snacks to school, which is not allowed. It's not because we don't trust our children, because we care about them. We don't want them to make mistakes. Again, every evening when they come back, we check their bag. Whether they brought something which belongs to others from the school.
But in a way, even children or employees, sometimes they feel that they are tracking us because they are trying to tell us what to do. But actually, if I think from your perspective, the tracking is caring.
So I think that's where it matters, right? See, if you can never be a good friend, if you're not a good friend, you can never be a good leader.
Yes.
Like my kids, when we do this, they will never take it in a wrong way. They understand the concern. Like I still remember when I was in 3rd or 4th standard maybe, my friend's mother, my childhood friend's mother, she gifted me a Camlin pen. That time it was a very costly pen, decent value. She gifted that Camlin pen to me and I got it home in the night. I told my parents about it. Next morning, even before I woke up, my father went to their home with the pen. My son got this pen last night. I just wanted to check whether you gifted him or is it that he got it.
Yeah.
It is not that, he didn't trust me, but he never wanted me to take up a wrong path. You need to care to track.
Yes.
Now, when my colleagues, they're not doing good, I don't track them. And one day I fail them. That's a crime. I track them when they make smaller mistakes. I guide them, coach them, so that they go in the right path. So care to track, track to care. When I track, I'll know where are the areas of improvement.
Yes. And
Like if I watch your video, you shoot a course or a video, I watch it. Not because I want to, punish you, but to help you get better. Then I come back and say, hey, Sukhan, if you can correct these 3 things, you will do better.
Yes.
That is track to care.
Yes, I think at the end of it, I am only becoming better, or an employee who is tracked is actually becoming better. And one more thing I would like to add, what I feel is when someone tracks us, we actually become more disciplined.
Absolutely. No, I think this is about, it's a routine review process. It has to be there. It has to be done. Prime Minister of the country has to review every minister.
Yes.
Otherwise, you will have all donkeys as ministers, right? A CEO of a company has to track all his direct reportees, and they have to in turn review their direct reportees. It's a process.
Yes.
So fourth T is track.
Track.
And the fifth and the most important T, and you need a leader for this. You tell me, why do you need a leader to hire you? You don't need a leader to hire you. You don't need a leader to train you. You don't need a leader to track you or give you a target unless that leader is able to get you the treasure you're looking for. That's the fifth T. Sugandh is not here with me because she wants to work here. Sugandh is not here with me because she wants to get trained by me. Sugandh is not here with me because she wants to take targets from me or to be tracked by me. You're here because you need a piece of the treasure I am hunting.
Yes.
You know that Sudheer is trying to hunt a bigger treasure. So let's hunt together, take my share with it.
Yes.
So unless until I am able to tell you what is that treasure you're going to get when you do all these things, I will never become a leader.
And how would a leader do that?
So I think if you look at my venture here, at Freedom, I keep talking to my leaders about their ESOPs. What is the value of the ESOPs they get? When we hit an IPO, how much are they going to get?
Yes.
Or I tell you, hey, you know what, you do this, you'll have a wonderful appraisal. Or giving them an appraisal when they are not expecting it for their good work. So when I recognize your good work and reward you even before you ask for an appraisal, obviously you will do more, right? Giving you variable pay incentives for your good work. The treasure is important.
So the leader has to actually first tell what is the treasure we are hunting, and then make us a part of it, the part of the journey, and also a part of the treasure to be shared with others.
That has to be defined.
Yes.
So I keep giving this example. I'll tell all my team members, let's say 100 of you, I'll get a bus, I'll tell you all, hey, get into the bus. I'll take you somewhere. You get into the bus won't start. Then I'll tell you, hey, please get down and push the bus. You all will get down from the bus, you push the bus. 5 meter, 10 meter, 20 meter, bus doesn't start. You'll give up. You'll take your bag, go back. But if I tell you, get into the bus, I'll take you to Goa. Let's party there for a week. Every expense is paid by me. Let's enjoy. Now you get into the bus. Bus doesn't start. I'll ask you to push the bus. You push the bus. And bus doesn't start. Now you will be ready to push the bus till Goa.
Yeah.
Because that Goa is in mind.
Yes.
Correct, no? Same thing happens in leadership. As a leader, my job is to give that visualization of what is that we are hunting, the treasure we are hunting. So these are the 5 T's of leadership which I follow here at IndianMoney, at Freedom. T, training, target, give them right targets, and track them regularly in the right way. And of course, tell them what part of the treasure we are hunting is theirs when we hunt it.
Actually, we should make a separate video on what I'm going to ask now, but maybe a few tips of what a leader should not do, where you think people go really wrong in leadership.
I think that's very subjective. Depends on places. A leader is never perfect guy. If you ask me today, I started Freedom, IndianMoney at the age of 22. In the last 14 years, I'm only getting evolved. If you ask me how do I rate the year back version of Sudheer, I would rate him maybe 3 out of 10 or 2 out of 10. I'm only getting better every day. I know now what is that I should not have done. But I believe, this is very subjective, may not work to everyone, but some of the common mistakes we commit in our early,
Role as
journey
a leader.
as a leader, of course. Yeah. The first mistake we commit is we try to bring the best people, not the right people. To achieve your mission, you don't need the best people. You need the right people. Who's good in that? The second mistake we commit is we fail to understand who belongs, where. For example, in any company, to build a great company, you need three kinds of people. I call them as critical genius. You only need about 8, 10 of them. You can't have more than 8, 10 critical genius in any company. If you have more than them, then they'll create a mess.
Yes.
About 8, 10 is good. That's also more. 6 to 8 is good. The second level of people you need is subject matter experts. They're good in that one area. The third are the contributors. They're like soldiers. They come and go.
Yeah.
So you should know who are your critical genius. You should know who are your SMEs. You should know who are your soldiers. You should have a plan. The replacement time for a soldier. Replacement time for a SME. Replacement time for a critical genius. The replacement time for a critical genius is 6 months, sometime 1 year, sometime never. You lose one critical genius, you may not get back one equal to him.
Yes.
Subject matter expert may be a 3-month, 6-month process. A soldier is a 1 week process or a 1 month process. So you should know the replacement cost and the time. So many people don't know that. So what happens? They treat everyone equally. They lose their critical genius. They find it difficult to replace or they don't replace. Business fails. So know your people. Where do they belong? How important are they? Right? That's a second mistake which many people commit, should not be done. And the third area where leaders make big mistake is they bring in people. They fail to define. I think Mr. Jack Welch, the ex-chairman of GE, General Electric, he says every leader should be a chief meaning officer. You should define
Yes.
what is what. People who work with me should know what is what. This you fail to define. When you fail to define, people will commit mistakes. Obviously, that affects the whole cycle. So make sure you define in the right time. Plan it well in advance. It goes on. As you said, probably we can have a separate video on this. It's a long list because I have personally made mistakes. I know, what should not be done.
Thank you so much. Well, I am certainly under good leadership. That is what I believe. And that is what I have felt since the time I have joined here. And I have learned a lot from you. And I hope that my viewers would have learned a lot from your insights in this video. Well, if you want to be a good leader, if you want to lead by example, follow these 5 T's of leadership explained to you by Sudheer sir. And do share this video with your friends and family who want to be a leader. If you have liked this video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. But despite all of this, do not forget to download the Freedom app. The link is in the description. On our app, you will find so many courses which will make you a better businessman, which will make you a better farmer and give you a lot of new ideas on starting something of your own. This is your host Sugandh Sharma signing off.